Is something secretly wrong behind the smiles? Why are armies around the world panicking as Jungkook and Taehyung face unexpected trouble just before BTS's long-awaited world tour? What is really happening? And who is trying to hide the truth? Before you read any further, pause for a moment and ask yourself this question. If everything was truly fine, why would silence suddenly feel so loud? Why would two of the most loved artists on the planet, Jungkook and Taehyung, stand at the center of whispers, tension, and unspoken fear right when BTS is supposed to reunite and conquer the world stage again? Armies are not panicking without reason. There is a feeling in the air, heavy and unsettling, as if something fragile is about to crack. If you are an army, or even just someone who has followed BTS's journey from dreamers to global legends, this is not just another rumor-filled headline. This feels different. Stay with this story until the end. Share your thoughts in the comments. Hit like if you feel the same anxiety, and subscribe so you don't miss what could become one of the most emotional chapters in BTS history. The words World Tour should bring excitement, celebration, and unity. For BTS, a world tour is not merely a series of concerts. It is a reunion between 7 artists and millions of hearts that have waited patiently through silence, military service, and distance. Yet instead of pure joy, the announcement of preparations for a global tour has been followed by an unexpected wave of panic. Armies across different time zones are asking the same question in different languages. Why do Jungkook and Taehyung look like they are carrying something heavy? Why do their smiles feel restrained, their words carefully chosen, their appearances surrounded by tension? It started quietly, almost invisibly. A delayed appearance here, a vague comment there, a look exchanged on stage that lasted a second too long. For casual observers, these moments meant nothing. For ARMY, trained by years of emotional connection and attention to detail, they meant everything. Jungkook, the golden magne who has always worn his heart openly, began speaking in metaphors instead of clarity. Taehyung, known for his honesty and artistic sensitivity, appeared thoughtful, almost distant, as if his mind was elsewhere even while standing under bright lights. Rumors rushed in to fill the silence, but this time the fear was not fueled by wild imagination alone. The timing made it worse. BTS, standing on the edge of a massive world tour, is not supposed to feel unstable. Preparation for a tour of this scale requires precision, unity, and mental readiness. Yet whispers suggested internal pressure, emotional strain, and unresolved issues that refused to stay hidden. Armies began to panic not because they wanted drama, but because they sensed vulnerability. Jungkook and Taehyung are not just idols. They are emotional anchors for millions. When those anchors appear shaken, the entire ocean trembles. What makes this situation even more unsettling is the lack of clear denial or explanation. In the past, misunderstandings were often addressed quickly, either through direct statements or subtle reassurance. This time, reassurance feels incomplete. Statements are carefully worded. Appearances are controlled. Smiles are present, but something behind them feels restrained, as if a line has been drawn that cannot be crossed publicly. Behind the scenes, pressure is believed to be enormous. A BTS world tour is not just a musical event. It is a global operation involving countless schedules, expectations, and financial stakes. Jungkook and Taehyung, as two of the most recognizable faces of the group, naturally stand at the center of that pressure. Every move they make is observed, analyzed, and sometimes misinterpreted. But this time, the tension does not feel external alone. It feels personal. Some armies fear burnout. Others worry about creative differences. There are those who quietly wonder if emotional exhaustion has finally caught up after years of carrying the weight of global fame. Jungkook debuted as a teenager, growing up under constant scrutiny. Taehyung, despite his playful image, has always spoken about sensitivity, loneliness, and the struggle to protect one's inner world. When such individuals face intense preparation for a world tour, the emotional cost can be immense. What if the problem is not conflict, but fear? Fear of disappointing fans. Fear of not living up to expectations that have grown almost impossible to meet. Fear that the world wants the old BTS, while they have grown into different versions of themselves. These fears do not disappear just because a tour is announced. In fact, they often grow stronger. Armies are also panicking because they remember history. They remember moments when BTS openly admitted to struggling, to almost breaking under pressure, to questioning whether they could continue. Those confessions were raw, honest, and healing, but they also revealed how close the group has come to the edge before. Seeing Jungkook and Taehyung now, on the verge of another massive global commitment, brings those memories back with force. There is also the emotional weight of reunion itself. A world tour after a long period of separation carries expectations of perfection. Fans want tears, laughter, nostalgia, and joy all at once. Jungkook and Taehyung are expected to embody that dream flawlessly. But what if they are still processing their own journeys, their own growth, their own unresolved emotions? The panic intensifies when silence replaces transparency. Silence allows imagination to run wild. Some fear misunderstandings within the group, not necessarily conflict, but differences in emotional readiness. Others speculate about physical and mental health, knowing how demanding rehearsals, travel, and performances can be. While no clear confirmation exists, the emotional signals are enough to keep ARMY awake at night. Yet within the panic, there is also deep love. ARMYs are not panicking because they want answers immediately. They are panicking because they care. They would rather see a tour delayed than see Jungkook and Taehyung suffer. They would rather hear uncomfortable truths than comforting silence. This is not entitlement. It is concern born from years of shared vulnerability. Jungkook has often spoken about wanting to give his best, even if it means pushing himself. Taehyung has talked about expressing pain through art rather than words. When these two artists appear troubled at such a crucial moment, fans feel a responsibility to notice, to worry, and to protect in whatever small way they can. As the world tour approaches, every appearance becomes loaded with meaning. Every smile is analyzed, every pause dissected. Are they tired or just focused? Are they overwhelmed or simply preparing? The lack of clear answers turns each moment into a question mark. What makes this situation emotionally explosive is the contrast between expectation and reality. The world wants celebration. ARMY wants reassurance. Jungkook and Taehyung might simply want space to breathe. These desires collide in silence, creating tension that cannot be ignored. And yet, there is another possibility that many are afraid to voice. What if this struggle is not a sign of collapse, but of honesty? What if Jungkook and Taehyung are standing at a crossroads where growth demands discomfort? Growth often looks messy before it becomes meaningful. Pain does not always mean something is wrong. Sometimes it means something is changing. If that is the case, then this moment, as frightening as it feels, could become one of the most important chapters in BTS's story. A chapter where vulnerability is not hidden, where strength is redefined, and where the world tour becomes not just a performance, but a shared healing journey between artists and fans. ARMYs panic because they sense the weight of this moment. They know BTS is not just returning to the stage. They are returning to a world that expects miracles. Jungkook and Taehyung are at the heart of that expectation, carrying both love and pressure in equal measure. As this story continues to unfold, one thing is clear. Silence will not calm the panic forever. Only honesty, care, and time can do that. Whether this trouble becomes a turning point or a temporary storm depends on how it is faced, not only by Jungkook and Taehyung, but by everyone watching. So now, the question returns to you. What do you feel when you see them smile? Do you feel excitement or concern? Do you believe this world tour will heal old wounds or expose new ones? Share your thoughts in the comments, because ARMY voices matter more than ever right now. Like this article if you feel the same.